Hi, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I was getting a message that I had an unstable internet connection. Still not looking good. So hopefully you can hear me and see me and we don't lose connection today. But welcome, guys. I missed y'all. It was we had a wonderful time in Norway. The Norway incentive trip was just magnificent. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it, but I thought while I was doing that, I would share some of the swaps that I got during the trip. Actually, today the project is going to be the swap that I did for the Norway incentive trip. So first and foremost, I do have to do my due diligence and tell you the disclaimer that Stampin' Up! Requires that I share with you anytime I speak about the incentive trip. And please, please, please know, anytime you see, whether it's me or another demonstrator, put this disclaimer. We are not boasting at all. We're not trying to be prideful or anything like that. We are just required by Stampin' Up! And actually the Federal Trade Commission, because Stampin' Up! Is a direct sales company, and they just want to make sure that we're communicating to you that earning the incentive trip isn't just something that you can just join Stampin' Up! And just automatically achieve. It takes work. I think common sense tells us that. But I just want to make sure that I don't get a phone call or an email from compliance. So there it is. There's my disclaimer. So now I'm just going to go back over here to my regular stuff. Actually, let me go to my blog because I got some really fun stuff to share with you today. And I want to make sure that you can go check that out on my blog because that is the hub for my business. All right. So the incentive trip was magnificent. This was actually my first Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. And as you probably know, it was to Norway. We took a cruise on the Anthem of the Seas. And it was actually my husband and me. It was our first international flight. And I'm still a little bit jet lagged. Now, going wasn't so bad. When we got there, we knew that we needed to stay up and stay awake. So we went with some friends, our friends Lorraine and Fred, to the British Museum. And I got to tell you, by the end of that, I was like, by the time we were almost done, I was literally just about falling asleep walking into walls. I was so tired, but we needed to stay up so that we can make sure that we didn't get our sleep cycle, off too much. And so we spent some time just touring London. We went in a few days early because I don't know about you, when you're on a land trip and your flight is late, not a big deal, right? But when you're doing a cruise and you miss your cruise boat, that's kind of a problem. So we wanted to make sure we got plenty of time. Plus, two, London has always kind of been on our bucket list. So we kind of hit the highlights of London, Tower of London, Windsor Castle, got to see Stonehenge. That was pretty cool. Not quite as tall as I thought it would be, but it was still really neat. Let's see, we rode the London Eye. What else did we do? St. Paul's Cathedral. Oh my gosh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And one of the cool things I had no idea was in the cathedral was at the back, there is this what's the word? Like tribute to the United States from World War II, from the deaths of the American soldiers that was actually paid for by the citizens of Britain, which I just really felt very touched and connected to London in that way. So it was a really cool thing to see. I am going to try to go through my pictures and videos this weekend to kind of give you a little bit more taste of kind of what some of the things that we saw. We have so many pictures between my phone, my other phone, and my husband's phone that I just need to go through it all. Let's see. Stampin' Up! We had a welcome reception, and they had for us a farewell reception the night before. And also, too, for first-time incentive trip achievers, they had a really fun night for us where we got to be in the C-Plex and ride the bumper cars. And I don't think I'm going to do that again because my neck is still hurting from that. But in just Norway, oh my gosh, like gorgeous, gorgeous scenery. Like I just cannot believe how gorgeous it is. Our favorite day was probably Olden. We took a bus and a trolley up to see the glacier over there. The scenery was just picturesque. The pictures that I'm showing, they look like postcards, and that doesn't even begin to capture how gorgeous it was. So I told you I was going to share cards with you, and here I am talking anyway. So I wanted to share with you, one of the things is each day Stampin' Up! Had a hospitality room for us, and we got to go in, and they had this candy buffet, which honestly, when I show you like a picture of the candy buffet, it was like sprinkled in different parts around the room. So you didn't even get to see it all, but they had lots of fun candies for us. My husband would go in and, fill up his bag of candy, and then we got to spin the wheel for a little prize each day. But also too, we did swaps, and I did get to see some sneak peeks of some of the holiday products projects. They had some projects out there. We didn't get to see the holiday catalog, but we did get to see some of their prototype projects, and we're in for a treat. So let me share with you some of the swaps that I got. And so anyway, just really beautiful. All kinds of nice variety. This is that kind of that torn paper. I really wasn't sure what I thought about it, but until I saw these swaps, and they're gorgeous. There. And this actually, this is like layers of those, what are they called? Let's see, y'all probably know it before I do. Countryside Corners dies. They layered layer by layer and just interlocked them there. It's right there. This one's cute, little bob in the ocean. This is paper we're going to use today, but we're going to use the reverse side. And that. Now, oh, I want to show you. I want to wait and show you this in just a minute because it is a little bit different, the sizes of the cards from the International Stampin' Friends. Their card measurements, as you know, a little bit different than ours. That one. And this. Again, some of that paper, really pretty paper. And more of that pretty floral. Oh, this one is a fun fold card. And I thought this was really clever. I liked how they did that. Folded it, and then they had this little flap. And then this is cool too. Let's see, how does this one go? It goes like this. That was kind of cute. Okay, I did get one monkey card. And y'all, I did this back, I think, in either late February or March. And it is called a Cascade Waterfall card. Isn't that so cute? So, so sweet and cute. Let's see, I think she had something in the inside as well. Some little bananas. All right, okay, so these are my international friends. As you can tell, it's in French. Beautiful, stunningly beautiful card. And then this one as well, just kind of a little tall card. And this one as well. Now, one of the things is their card measurements are just a little bit different than ours. In the US, we see how theirs is just a little bit longer and maybe just a smidge wider. So anyway, just a little bit different. I've always heard that they had different measurements, but I've never actually seen it. All right, so those are the card swaps that I received. The card swap that I did was using the little monkey bundle. And I had kind of shared some sneak peeks telling you that I have some really fun projects to share with you using this bundle. But before I do that, I want to let you know what's coming up, all right? Because I have something really fun to share, and I know people have been asking, and I will tell with you in just a moment. But there's just a few days left to sign up for my June Sweet Creations Club with the Cheerful Daisies bundle. It will include the pre-cut project supplies, plus about $20 in consumable products for you to make these 5 projects. Now, this is a little box. Now, if you don't have the Cheerful Daisies bundle, one, you can order it, right? And do make sure if you do want to order it that you order it now because it is on low inventory and it makes me a little nervous. But if you don't have it and you have something similar, maybe you have another daisy stamp set or you have a sunflower stamp set, you can always take that and just use the supplies that I'm providing and just substitute with what you already have. All right, so registration does end on June 5th. You can either subscribe monthly to my club. There's some really fun club perks, some fun club pricing, gift that you get after 6 months. But if you're just curious and you want to try a club kit, you can do that for just 1 month. There is a 1-month non-subscription link over on my blog. Click on the Sweet Creations Club tab and it will tell you all the information there. The club kits will ship by June 15th. And I did want to let you know, the cost right now is $39 for both the subscription and the non-subscription kit. But starting next month on June 6th, which is for the July kit, I'm actually raising the price for the non-subscription kit. So if you're in my club, don't panic. Your price is the same. But for those who want to do the 1 month, I am raising it to $45. One, to be fair to my club members, I do want them to get that club pricing. So, and there is some more work involved in setting up the registration link and just other things that are involved with the 1 month. So if you want to try it out, this is the month to do it. So you can get it for $39. You've probably seen we have the Designer Series paper sale. One of the papers we're using is on sale, 15% off. It's the Zoo Crew for today's project. But the cool thing, I know some of you are demonstrators, and so you can tell those who aren't demonstrators, the starter kit's like a really good deal, isn't it? And if they're not already a demonstrator, they probably want to be, because you can get awesome discount and perks as when you join Stampin' Up. And it's so easy. There's like no obligation to sell or do classes. You can just enjoy saving on your product purchases. But there is a starter kit promotion in June where you can get an extra $30. So instead of $125, you can get $150 in products that you choose for $99 plus tax. And you get free shipping on your starter kit too. But the cool thing is you can kind of double dip and you can put some of the papers that are on sale as part of your starter kit, and you can get that 15% off. So you can actually get more in your starter kit. So anyway, really cool. I wanted to mention that. All right, so the fun thing that I really wanted to share with you today is something I only do a few times a year, and it is one of my most popular craft kits during the year, and that is my mystery craft box. I do have one coming in July. I do not have exact dates, and let me tell you why. The Crafting With You bundle is currently on low inventory, and that kind of makes me a little nervous because I want to make sure you have that bundle to be able to do this craft kit. So I'm kind of monitoring to see what's going to happen with that bundle. Sometimes they show it's on low inventory, it goes out of stock maybe for a couple days, and then it's back in stock right away. Sometimes it can be a month or more. So I want to make sure I kind of see what's going to happen with that bundle before I officially announce the registration. But I did want to let you know that my email list subscribers do get first priority. I give them a couple of days heads up notice to register. And usually a lot of my boxes usually sell. So I am only doing 45 boxes this time. So if you want to be able to have first access, early bird access, make sure you are part of my email list. And if you're on my email list, but for some reason you're not getting my emails, let me know. There is about a couple of dozen of you that for some reason, either the inbox is full, I may have the wrong email address, or for whatever reason, your server is blocking my email. So or it could be in spam too. So anyway, I do have that coming, and it is so fun. When I design for my mystery boxes, I start with a couple of bundles that I'm looking at that I want to play with. But then I decide which bundle I'm going to use by what fun things I can add into it. So I found some really cute stuff that I can't wait to share with you. So make sure you're on my email list so that you don't miss this fun craft box. Okay, so are you ready? Let's go on ahead. I shared the card with you today. This is actually like I said, the swap card that I did for the Norway incentive trip. And it swings, all right? And then it's embossed right here as a background with a hatch embossing folder. And then on the inside, I used some masking paper. So that's kind of really what I want to show you today is how to do just some real quick masking technique if you haven't ever done it before. I am not an expert at it, but I can at least get you started, and then you can have fun playing with it. So let me show you what we're going to be using today for today's project. One, part of my email list, as you know, you're going to get the tutorial for today's project with all the instructions, all the products that I have used. You can always substitute with things that you already have, and just kind of walks you through how to do the masking technique. All right, so that will go out tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. So make sure you're on my email list. So as I said, we are using the Little Monkey Bundle. It is just so cute with the little monkeys. And I'm using the Countryside Corners dies. We are also using one of the embossing folders, this hatch one. It is part of the basics embossing folder set where it's got the little polka dots, like some little flowers. Let's see if you can see that. And then the hatch, but we're using the hatch today. All right, so let's kind of get everything out. I have prepared some of this ahead of time, all right, because otherwise this would be a really long video. So we're going to start off with a piece of basic black cardstock. Now this is just a standard card base that measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and I just scored it in half at 5.5 inches. Really simple. And then I took a piece of basic white cardstock. This measures 4 by 5 1/4, and then I ran it through the embossing folder, and we're just going to glue that right there on the front, just to give a really fun little dimensional accent to our card front. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so next, let me show you what we're going to do with this. So I die cut out with the Countryside Corners dies. I die cut out the largest, using the largest die in the Lemon Lime Twist cardstock. And then I die cut out another one in basic white cardstock that was one size smaller. So basically, what's really cool about these dies is that you can use them as nice, great, big, either large or small labels that you can stamp on. You can use them as sentiment labels. You can also, too, is you can make them into tags. And so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to take my trimmer and we're just going to snip off just this little part right here. That's the angle part. I don't need any of that. So I'm going to cut that off. That's just trash. We're going to do the same thing for the white one. Got that. So now we have our two tags. Really simple. I'm going to show you how I got to this. So I've already stamped everything. I'm just going to show you how I kind of got to this little limb that the monkey is swinging on. So let me get my scrap paper and we're going to get our branch. Now I'm not going to color everything today, but I will tell you what colors I used so that you can recreate it. Now I will tell you on this one, I used different colors and I'll tell you what those were. So I'm going to take this and we're going to stamp. I'm going to stamp in black Memento ink the limb. And that is going to go kind of towards the top, just underneath. Let's see if I can show you. We're white on white, just kind of underneath those angles right there. Then what I wanted to do is I'm going to take, and I always get confused. There's two limbs. Okay, two branches. So one's a little bit longer than the other. So I'm going to take the shorter one. And that one I'm going to have from the tree swinging towards the left. Let me move that up so you can see that better. Then I'm going to take the other branch and I'm going to have it kind of go in between these little leaves here. And I'm going to have it swinging to the right. So it looks like the monkey is holding on to the branches. And then lastly, what you're going to want to do on this white piece is you're going to stamp your sentiment at the bottom. And so we're going to say, just swinging by to say hi. So that's all we need to do for that. And obviously what I did is I colored everything in. For the limb, I used Pecan Pie Stampin' Blends. And for this particular one, I used Granny Apple Green right here at the tips. Then I used Lemon Lime Dark, then Lemon Lime Twist Light to kind of give it a really cool variegated effect. On this card though, did the same thing. I did the Granny Apple Green, but instead of Lemon Lime Twist, I used Parakeet Party. So either one, they're interchangeable. They're very, very close to Lemon Lime Twist. This is a little more of an olive color, and that's more of a bright color, but that's the only difference. Okay, so that's how I got to that. Let's see, what do we want to do next? The next one is I stamped the monkey. And I did the one that's with the punch. Now there are two other monkeys that you can use. There is this monkey and then there's this little hanging monkey. So the only one that really punches is this one, but it also punches the banana as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to punch this out and the banana. And again, what I did for this is I used Pecan Pie for the fur of my monkey. And then you have so many options for the flesh part. What I used, they are called kind of light to medium, the Natural Tones blends. And they are actually, their SKU number, the SU700, let's see, and the SU800. I don't think that's going to show. But anyway, if you have those or something lighter, you can also too use ivory. There's so many options. Just play around with it. But I chose to use these light to medium blends for that, for the skin tone. So we're going to punch this little guy out. And I have already have a banana punched out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use regular dimensionals for the monkey. And then I want to use mini dimensionals for the banana. So again, like I said, I just want my little monkey to look like he is holding on and swinging onto the vine. And then we want to use the mini dimensionals for the banana. Now this gets a little bit tricky. Let me see. I'm going to take this little tool here. I like to kind of put it a little bit underneath his arm here. and then just put the banana on top. I felt that that worked the best to hold. All right, so we have that. Let's see, what do I want to do next? So now we want to make the swinging part, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I want to position this, just kind of get it. So it's about equidistance around the best you can. And then I just take a small hole punch and I'm going to punch a hole. Now next, what I did, and I got stuff everywhere, we have these round and square brads in the catalog. And so there are square ones, that's too big. We want to take the little itty bitty ones that have the round top to them. Okay, so really small. And you can use the black or the white, it doesn't matter. They work both the same. So I'm just going to push that through. I lost my hole. Let's see, where'd it go? There it is. I'm going to splay that out here on the back so it connects. All right, so now it swings, all right? So let's go back to our card. Now, one thing I do need to do, because I want to pull in some of that black accent. So I have here a piece of the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. Remember I showed you it's got a front and a back to it. So on the back, there's some really great black and white prints. And then on the other side, you've got all those little fun animal prints. So it's a great versatile paper to have. And so this measures 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. And we're just going to glue that right here on the bottom just to pull in a little bit of the black accent. All right, now we're ready to put this on to our card. So what I'm going to do is I like to kind of take and use the dimensional to kind of hold down where my brad is. And then I'm just going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Only the green piece. I don't want to do it for the monkey piece. We want to leave that one alone so it can swing. And I'm going to just put it a little bit at an angle. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a glue dot, which I know is around here somewhere, but I don't know where. Maybe I didn't grab it. Sure didn't. It's right here. All right, so we're going to add our little bow here, and I'm just going to put that little glue dot right there on top of the brad. And then I just tied a bow in the black and white gingham ribbon, and we're going to put that right there on top. So that is the front of our card. Now let's work with the inside. We're going to do that masking technique that I was telling you about. And so right now it's just blank, but this is what we want to do. So masking paper is so cool. So it's a small pack. It's about 12 sheets. What is that? Maybe 5 by 7 roughly. And so what you'll do is it is kind of like a really thin sticker sheet. And so I'm going to take one of the sheets out. And what we're going to do is we're going, kind of get my stuff organized here, is I'm going to take this leaf. I have the palm leaf and then I have the banana leaf. Now what I want to do first is on my piece of cardstock, this is the inside piece and it measures 4 by 5 1/4, just your standard inside piece. And again, black Memento, what I'm going to do is you want to work with your foreground. So think about what you want to show first. What's going to be your foreground image? And that is the image you want to stamp first. So in my case, it's going to be the palm leaf. So I'm going to stamp in black Memento, just a little bit at an angle. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to use the banana leaf and I want it to overlay. But if I do it like this, you're going to have lines on top of each other and that would look really bad, not look very good. So this is where the masking paper comes in handy. So again, I'm going to take black Memento and I'm going to stamp on the masking paper. Now you do want to kind of make sure that you're stamping on kind of the matte side and not the sticker paper side. So just kind of keep that in mind. If it smears, it's probably the wrong side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a paper trimmer and you're just going to cut this out. Now you have 2 options. You can cut all those little ins and outs if you want. I did not on mine because I don't need all of it. I only need just some of the leaves. And so that adds stability for me to be able to reuse this time after time. So I'm just going to remove the sticker sheet here and carefully try not to get ink on my fingers. we're going to line up. Now, when you are cutting this out, I forgot to mention this. Normally, when you're cutting out an image, you always kind of want to leave a little bit of a halo of a line around your image. When you're masking, you don't want to do that. You actually want to cut right along the black line so that you can line it up perfectly with your image that you've already stamped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, line that sticker on top of the image that I stamped. And so now it's covering that. So now I can stamp with my banana leaf, again in Memento Black, and I'm just going to stamp right over that edge. And then when we pull our paper away, we get that really cool effect, right? Like right on top of each other. So, and then what I do is I like to just put this inside my stamp case to save it for future use. Now I could have done the opposite where I use the banana leaf first and I mask that and then I did the palm leaf. It could go either way. And then all I did is I colored it in. And then we end up with this. So again, I used Granny Apple Green and the Lemon Lime Twist so that we could finish the card. And then we're just going to glue this in and we are done. All right, so now we have 2 of these cute little monkey cards. All right, so I did want to tell you a little bit of a backstory on this card. So I knew that I had signed up for the Norway swap. I knew I wanted to participate. But I had to make 26 of them and I couldn't decide what I wanted to do that wasn't going to be overly complex because I had to make 26 of them and I didn't want to be coloring all day. So I made a ton of different projects with the little monkey. A lot of them are variations of kind of the same thing. So I'm not going to show them all to you, but I do want to share you a few that are different. Now, what I did is I did a tag. You already know how to do this tag, right? Because I showed you. But I used the little hanging monkey and the heart. And again, it's just tied off. So that'd be a cute little gift tag to add. And then there's this one with the little, I'm bananas about you. And then this one's just a really quick little fun fold card. With this is this is from the Radiating Stitches dies. And then just incorporated again that hatch embossing folder. And I did a bunch of leaves. Now I did manually cut these out. They are glued on. So I didn't use masking on that because that would have been a lot of masking. Next week, though, I want to share with you another monkey project, and it's going to make this really cute little banana candies treat holder. I did get these from Amazon. The Runs candies, you can get them in all the different flavors. This one, though, you can get them all just in banana. So that's what I did. So I'm going to share with you how to make this little box next week. Again, it is using the Countryside Corners dies. Like I said, very versatile set. Now, guys, before I leave, I just realized that I forgot to draw for the prize, for the share prize from 2 weeks ago. I'm going to show you what it is, and I'm going to have to tell you who won it because I completely forgot. So I will draw. This was the project. It's a make and take project kit using the Cheerful Daisies bundle to make 4 cards. 5 cards, actually. It's from the In Colors. So I will come back and I will let you know here in a little bit who won that. But for this week's share, I have for you a really fun color swatch ring. It has all the names and the stock numbers of all the colors that are in the new annual catalog, including all the color refresh colors. I like having these, one, so that I can, identify the colors that are not in their package, but also two, helps me color coordinate what colors may look good together. And then when I need to reorder, I have this real handy for the stock number instead of trying to find it in my catalog. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's project. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for putting up with me while I was gone for a couple weeks, but I really appreciate you hanging out with me today to craft. And I do hope that you will try this monkey project that I shared with you today. If you have any monkey projects that you have done, if you have this bundle, please share those with me. It's fun seeing everybody's creations and how everybody does things just a little bit different. So guys, like I said, I will see you next Friday. Take care. And remember, the email does go out tomorrow at 3 p.m. with the project sheet. Bye guys. Take care. Have a blessed weekend.